I am Celeste, and today is day 22 in SSS Veda, video every day in the month of August. It's about 5:30 in the morning, and I knew if I didn't get this out, my day was going to be busy and I might not be able to get back to it, and I will not miss my 30 days in August. My question today comes from a viewer. His name is Nat Lopez. He has a channel. I'll put it there. And his question was, how do you tell the difference between a dream and a fantasy? And I think that's a really good question, so I decided to make that the topic for the day. The key, I think, to see whether it's a dream or a fantasy is what is their passion towards it. How willing are they to work hard for it? A dream isn't easy. Or if you're watching that person, they have a dream, but they're sitting on the couch just complaining about their dream and not doing anything towards the dream they say they have, well, that's probably more in the line of a fantasy. And if their dream changes every week, again, that's not the same thing. People toss the word around. I guess when I'm thinking of the dreams, I'm thinking of the passions people have. The book I reviewed the other day, Radicals and Visionaries, those people went after their dreams, hit walls, and kept going. They just felt in their heart that was what they wanted to do, and they went after it. So I think that's kind of the key. Looking at my own experience, after high school, I wanted to go to Hollywood. Now, very few people knew it, and when I shared it with a few, they told me it was crazy and all the reasons why it didn't make sense. And those were the exact reasons I was afraid to do it, so I let it go. I kind of resented that for years, and now I look back and I'm thinking, I had no reason to resent it. If I really had the passion to do it, I would have gone for it. I went on to college, and I didn't take classes. Now, if that was truly my passion, I should have been working towards it. I can't, just saying I want to do something doesn't make it so. And it doesn't give me the right to say it was my dream. So I think how much a person's willing to give up for that dream kind of sets the tone for, is it a dream or a fantasy? An example I give is the movie Rudy, one of my favorite movies of all time. I've seen it several dozen times. If you count rewatching the ending, we're probably into the hundreds. It's such a motivating movie. It's about Daniel Rudiger. He always dreamed of being a football player on the Notre Dame team. Now that doesn't sound like a totally unreasonable dream, until you look at the facts of the situation. He was one of 14 kids in a blue-collar family that didn't have the money to go to Notre Dame, which was a private, expensive school. He didn't have the grades, and Notre Dame had a high grade requirement. And from the sports standpoint, he was 5'6", 165 pounds. There was nothing that made his dream sound possible. And everyone around him was saying it wasn't possible. But he had a dream. He had a passion. And he went for it. And he went to a junior college and got tutoring for his grades. He continued to work out and build up his body so when the opportunity presented itself to him, he would have been ready. He worked for it and ultimately got his dream. You can't look at what he did and not see that he put all of his power, his emotion, his time, everything into getting his dream. So I think, again, the difference in my mind between a dream and fantasy is the passion the person has and the willingness to work hard. Not giving someone money to do something isn't a dream squasher, unless your motivation is, just that you don't want to give them the money for the dream. But there is a support you can give if you can see that that person, if they want to, say, get into country music, well, if you see them spending hours and hours learning the guitar while their fingers are bleeding or something like that, you're seeing that they're putting in the hours to learn how to play the guitar. If they're saying they want to be a country singer, and all they're doing is watching YouTube country singers and not doing anything for their craft, then again, I think they're in fantasy land. I want to be a writer, and I've written books. I've self-published some books. Check them out. I'm on Amazon, in my comments below. And whether it's going to happen or not, who knows? But I'll get up between 4 and 5 every morning to write. I do that in the hours before I do my full-time job, which is real estate. I think I'm putting in the time. You only learn how to write by writing. I think, again, the difference between dream and a fantasy is how much work is that person willing to put in to achieve that dream. And when someone says no, if it's a true dream, they'll find a way. They'll go after it. Again, read the book I mentioned a few nights ago, Radicals and Visionaries. I'll again put the link above. That was 70 entrepreneurs who didn't take no for an answer. Despite everyone telling them they were crazy, they had a passion, they had a vision, and they went after it. So, if that fits you, and you're willing to work for it, then stay with your dream no matter what anyone says. That's my thoughts for the day, and I'll see you tomorrow.